Well, this is my next victim. We bought a new dryer. This dryer, identical pretty much to this one. But this one, what wound up being is the heater, which is this piece part. And from what I gather, it's not a complex job to replace them. It's just a lot of screws and things of such. And to fill it in then, with the part and the labor, and then with the call out, it was going to be like I don't know, I think it was like almost $600 probably plus to have it repaired. And that's like nearly 50-60%, 40-50% of the cost of the machine. So we bought a new machine. I found a LG OE part for a couple $100 plus or minus. So I figure I can replace it, get this functioning, and then even though we have a new one in the house, we have a set of washer and dryers out here in the tack room, and then up in the apartment we also have another set of washer and dryers for the apartment. And so be that as it may, there's not a lack of potential use of this thing. Redundancy to redundancy to redundancy. In fact, Liz had to come out here and use these for house stuff when the dryer was crapping out. We use this for blankets, really grimy stuff, shop towels, things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the instructions of a repair shop online. So I'm just going to do what somebody else, I guess that's their business, is to be repair people. And he kind of puts it in I actually got it like quite some time ago. I watched it, and so I just figured, you know what? Hey, right on to whoever posted it. I'll show you. But it's good information. It's helping me out, saving me a ton of money. Well, first thing I see that's not just, big thing, but different. He's referencing 5 screws to remove the bracket. Me, I see 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 6 screws. Let's take these screws off the back. Alright, so that was numero uno. So the lid gets slid off. Whatever's next here. Okay, so these tabs, I've done this before, but I'm not sure why this is. There's tabs here. this one, you gotta, with mine, than what the guy who's going through this is. This is not existing on his dryer. Ugly. Crap like that then. Let's see, all it has to. Here. It's just to unplug it all here and take those boards off, that's for sure. Just which wires come over here. Alright. LED, door switch, panel, back. Let's move on. So now the dude says undo the 3 screws on the top half of the dryer panel, but there's 4. So again, just differences in models. Differences. Yeah, see, so these top screws are even different. Looking all the same though. So I should be able to lift and remove. That ain't happening. Partially probably because of that tab. There's a lot of screws on this. Alright, I gotta check this out for this model. I've got more screws I gotta deal with than what they talk about. They talk about 4. I'm talking about like a lot. I don't want that spacer to fall. No, it's not. Screws, but a couple more screws, put it that way. Good. I was thinking, oh man, I got all these to deal with. That was going to be a pain. I don't. Just 2 extras. So now I have places to put screws back in at least. These 2 guys go in there. The dogs. These 2 long ones were down here. This is like stainless. The others are not. There are 4 of them up here. So that is that. So the cross brace has to get removed. Yeah. That heater element is like way down there in the bottom. So this guy has to get removed. I just took out. Is this all one piece? Yes it is. And again, a lot more to this than what the one they've got is showing 2 screws. And my model, which is a DLEX8000V, sounds like a cartoon. Dryer 8000. I guess DLEX stands for you have a shitload more screws than the other models. Hey, that guy's gotta go. You gotta go. These are all kind of the same screw, which is fortunate. Screws. some of them back in here. Alright. Lift the bulkhead out of the machine. Hi, Dookie. Hi, little doggy Duke. What are you doing? What are you doing, little Dookie Doo? Oh, where'd he go? He was here and he ran off. I heard him. I heard his little jingle, jangle, jingle. Put the bell on him once, so if he chases deer or something, they hear him too. So we hear him and can find him. Little flirt. Being black, he's hard to keep up with at night sometimes visually. Keeping this from red screwdriver. I don't know what's going on here. I saw that, so I don't know what. But this thing is just not lifting out of the way. There's another screw down there. Yes, 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 there is. There was a screw. And this needs to get cleaned up. Alright, let me do some vacuuming in this thing, get some of this out of here before I commence further. I need to do some cleanup on this thing. That's for sure. Oh man. I didn't put a battery in it. This thing was filthy. I see the heater's right here. I see why it probably failed, because it was plastered with lint. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see in here just how crapped up this is back there. Let me see if I can put my flashlight on my phone. That thing is thrashed. There's so much lint. No wonder this squirrel cage was caked with lint. Hard packed lint. That's just some of it. So the heater element is right there, and that had a big chunk of lint on it. It vacuumed out a lot from here, but you can still see back there. There's like a lot of lint back here even. So I don't know, man. No wonder this thing fried up. We had this like a lot of years, but man, that's a lot of lint for sure. So I just did some vacuuming and got some of it picked off that cage motor. It was hard packed around this lip here. It's not perfect, but shitload better, that's for sure. So that's what I'm doing, cleaning this out before I continue on with dismantling, because I'm sure I'll have to do some more dismantling and do some more cleaning. See how that goes back. I think that is going to be the challenge. That spot, that thing right there. So give me that belt. That is gone. That is a mess. Good grief, Charlie Brown. It's amazing this thing didn't catch on fire. Alright, I gotta clean this garbage out. Hello, Dookie Doo. Hi, little Dookie Doo. Hey, deal with this guy. Okay, okay. That was not good. I'm glad we didn't get a fire. Truthfully. So this is the old guy. Alright, old guy. I'll set you aside. Put those up there. Well, as you can see, it looks 1,000% better. All right, so let's reverse this project here, or this effort. Let's just reverse what we did. Put this back in. Hook up the wires. All for that. Wow. All for that. Wow. Let's see what the element number is on this. It's 5400 watt, 5801 EL. 1001, something like that. It's an LG doohickey. There we go. Check it out. All for this. I think somehow they could make this more accessible without having to, like, destruct the entire freaking dryer. Let's get this the exact bit for this, but it works. Alright. Blue was the top. Yellow was the bottom. Red was the back. White was the top. Red and white, which are part of the assembly itself. Do like that. Alright. Element. Back in. I think, what is it? The drum? I hope this isn't going to be a pain. Shouldn't be, but we will find out. Drum. The drum goes in. Some of the crap off of of this as much as I can. So I kind of looked inside of this. I give them credit, man, because it's really a pretty harsh environment. If you think about it, the heat and then the lint. Kind of a lot goes into these things. And you look at it. Of course, 12 years, plus or minus 13 years maybe. Probably is a good thing to do some preventive maintenance on these things and crack them open after 5 years and just make sure you got lint under control. I could probably see why they charge as much as they do. Like I said, I haven't got this belt on yet, but that might be the difficult part, is getting this belt back on, pulling it all down there. But be that as it may, I think that it's kind of a worthwhile endeavor. Alright, so let's put this in there. Oh, ponies here. Knee pads on, fortunately, thanks to my wife. I bought me these, I call them my twerk pants, but they're called, I think, technically true work. Okay, so those are on that. So now this belt, that pulley, yeah, I think I got it. Right on. Good score. Hinkly dinkly dock. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can get you to see this here. There, that's the pulley back there. Goes under. And then up and over that little one on the back of the motor. So, let me give it a test spin here to make sure it's functioning. Camera back on my head. Yep, that seems to be about right. Okay, now, where was I at here? Drum heater element is in, drum is back on, belt is connected. It was this piece. I thought there was a separate, this is the top. The top brace goes across the top. I thought there was a separate bottom one besides this guy, but that's why I try to keep these screws and stuff aligned, because man, as soon as I do it, I forget it. My brain goes on to the next. Give me a second here. Alright, that is back in. So now I do believe it's the top piece. I believe that brace goes back over the top. This Alright, now that dude goes back on. I gotta go get my other battery here. Alright, so that was 4 screws, and I think that these two go in with the with that doohickey, and they screw into there. Now I tidied this up a bit, so that's plugged back in. Listening to another fella on YouTube. That's the moisture sensor. So, hey, I heard it on the internet. It's got to be true. But all I know is it was unplugged, or I had to unplug it, and I plugged it back in. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I guess after years, you get crap like this on there. Where's that doohickey? That's with the control panel. Comes off the control panel. This is a light. I guess that goes on the control panel. That goes under that tab. This is a food bar. Longer one. Those guys, not one of these dudes. Okay, so now we're cooking with oil. There's 4 that go across the top of this. Just gonna put them. Okay. Screw tape for these screws. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We are in like Flynn. she goes. Okay. That one's back in. This is a light or something that they said, the dude said. LED light. Whatever it is, that's back in. So that's back in. Now, this doohickey. And this doohickey. Go back in. And these 3 tabs. These 3 tabs. I'll do that way. So now these guys. Nope, this one goes into the back. It's the one that goes into the back, the plastic into that. So these 2 go here and here. This one, the unique one, is the one that came out of here. So I was confusing myself over nothing. Nothing, honey. I was thinking, man, what's the deal with this? Why do I have like one flat self-tapping plastic, the screw that goes for plastic? Well, it's because it's this guy right here. Yeah. Like that. So now, because it will go right there. That's where this one goes. Right there. Into plastic. this. Duke, are you giving everybody grief out there today? Okie dokie. I'm back to finish what I'd started. So the dryer is together except for this bracket that goes on the back, and then I had to get an adapter to go from the 3-wire to the 4-wire, which I have, and it's just for out here just to test it, because this has the 4-wire. This is old school here in the barn. That is 3-wire. So let the games begin here. This should be kind of quick, hopefully. Alright, I'll be back in a flash. I gotta get my hat adjusted on my shrinking head. Okay. That's a good question. This doohickey goes like this. Yes. Oh, yes it do. So let's make this happen in the center. All right, I'm gonna put this on, use my adapter for the three wire to the 4-wire, and then we're gonna test it. So give me a second here to put these screws on this back plate here. We are adapted, plugged in. We are adapted, plugged in. Happens here. That's right on. Just check filter. Alright, we'll do that. Check the filter. It says it's drying. I smell it. Let's do. Let's go to super dry. I smell it. That's super dry. Woohoo! Warm air coming out. It's got a little bit of a sound to her, but I don't know if that's just I don't know if that's those little roller wheels on the drum or what, but you can hear it. 12, 13-year-old dryer. But she is drying. That is awesome and working. Okay. And hot inside. There was feel-o-vision, you could feel it. So our LG DLEX8000, what is it? DLEX8000V is on the move. It is drying like it's never dried before. Case closed.